Hello, good day, and good morning. You are back with the crew, and thank you so much for being here. Hope you're enjoying your coffee, as I am, and I hope you all. I hope you have a great weekend and enjoy this lovely spring, beautiful spring weather we're having here. The dogs are about, and that was the captain who knocked that glass over. But the dogs will be knocking things over here real soon. The shirt, hopefully it reminds you of Las Vegas. If you're a Patreon member, I have a little surprise for you all in our Patreon group. Check it out. In particular, if you're going to be in Vegas. Today's show is going to be about the future of the U.S. economy more than other economies. I don't often listen to people's speeches, in particular presidents. I just think it's all hogwash, most of it. But I did catch some of what he was talking about the other day, and he seems very confident that these tariffs are behind us, and I do believe that they can only get better from where they've been. So I think that is ahead of us. One of the beautiful things that I heard him say, but it's not just him, it's Apple, it's Hyundai, I think he named 9 companies that all are spending somewhere around $2 trillion in the U.S. over the next 5 years. If you don't think that's significant, if you think it's a better idea to just go ahead and have, taxpayers print $2 trillion and give it to the people and then have that be the economy, or have corporations come into America and build things for jobs and people in America. And let's remember, you don't just come here, build a plant, and then only run it for a year and then close it down. Typically it runs for, 10 or 20 years, I would guess, minimum, right? All of that is very beneficial. All of that is coming to our economy. Why am I talking about the tariffs and the economy? Because the M2 has already turned its corner. This is what we've been waiting for. When you see trillions of dollars coming into a country, and that country happens to support crypto, in particular XRP, and it likes those coins, it's already called them out and said we're going to use them going forward. This means for you and I, a windfall headed our direction. I know there's a lot of doom and boom and gloom and all the rest of it. I get all that. I just don't see it. I'm sorry. Are we going to have a downturn? Is it going to be a little lower before it gets a little higher? Maybe, possibly. But remember, every time somebody shows you a chart of the fact that we're at the bottom of that chart, which is where we are in most economic indicators, we're at the bottom of that chart. It doesn't simply fall off the bottom of the page and keep going that direction, ever, in 100 years of charting. What does it do when you're at the bottom of the chart? It stops, it slowly turns around and goes the other way because they have to print. They're going to print, they have no choice. This is what's going to happen. They're giving tax benefits to all these companies. They're helping them hire people. Hopefully, it's all going to work out. I followed quite a bit of it. I'm not an expert on tariffs, but I do believe that they could help an economy if done correctly. I just wish everybody would just give it more than a month. You know what I mean? Just give it a little time, even if you don't think it's a good idea. Give it some time. All right? Please. On the crypto side of this thing, so you have, I don't know, I know many of you don't watch Bitcoin news. I don't know how you can't now. Bitcoin hit an all-time, okay? If you just look at the past history of all crypto boom and bust cycles, they all the boom cycles start with one thing: Bitcoin dominance. And I'm not sure if you're aware, because many of you don't follow Bitcoin information. Yesterday hit an all-time high in the Bitcoin dominance. It is the market share. It was over 64%. In the history of Bitcoin, other than maybe the first year it was adopted, it's never been this high. And then you have the leakage from Coinbase, who basically said the U.S. government's going to spend $1 trillion buying Bitcoin. Michael Saylor said almost 60 billion. Then you get 21 Howard Lutnick, and would you be like SoftBank, Jack Mallard, all the rest of these billionaires, and many others that I haven't mentioned. I saw a stat the other day. Now, I'm not just talking about Bitcoin right here. I'm talking about that's coming to a crypto market near you. Okay? It all trickles down, as we know, right? It hits that coin, it hits Bitcoin, Bitcoin shoots up, it takes a bunch of profit. People take profit and they put it into the next coin down. And, oh, I don't know, what's the next coin down? Any good coin, man. Not Ethereum. I know a lot of people like Ethereum. I get it out there. What I'm talking about is all that trickles down the top 10 coins immediately after we see a new all-time high in Bitcoin. Am I calling for a date? Am I making a prediction? No, I'm not. But I am telling you, with the way the economy is, it can only turn upward. And I know there's a lot of people telling me that it's going to get a whole lot worse. Maybe. I've been hearing that for how many years on this channel now? How many years have I been doing this show? And since 2021 have we had that? What is that? Over 4 years now. People have been telling me there's a crash coming. And I know there could be a crash coming. I just don't see it. They have to print $9 trillion to make up for previous loans. They have to remortgage all that debt. How are you going to do that? You've got to print. You've got no other choice here. That's more M2. What happens every single time with M2? Money supply increases. Every single time. It goes into Bitcoin first, and then it trickles down to our pockets. Well, if you have Bitcoin, your pockets. This is coming. This is inevitable. There's nothing, whether you believe the globalists or the puppet masters and they can control all this, they can't do anything about that. That has to be done. Why? Because they're the ones that get paid for the interest. That debt balloon payment that must be paid before the end of the year is their money. You don't think they're going to just say, oh, well, never mind, we're good. We don't need any money. Yeah, you're good for it. No. Jay Powell is already hinting that he's going to lower interest rates. And I think he's going to drop it by a half point. I know you guys don't want to just talk about the economy. I know what you want to talk about. You want to talk about, well, Alan, what's going on with Circle? How come they didn't? I keep hearing that they keep, making new offers. They're up to $5 billion. Is $5 billion, is Circle worth $5 billion? Yes, it is. If you look at its market share, you would never, I'm just telling you right now, you could never catch that market share. Never's a long time. But it would take an army larger than the size of the XRP army to get you to pass Circle in market share with RLUSD. That's my opinion. Is it important? Yeah, it really is. Because when Chase Bank, when B of A, when these other institutions decide they want to make a stable coin, you better have a massive market share or they will just blow right by you. That's kind of where we're at right now, okay? Remember, central banks, I did this show last Thursday night, central banks are not going to be stable coins going forward. This man's opinion. So what happens when you print the kind of money that they're going to need to print? Well, it trickles down. What happens when you give the tax breaks that Trump has already decided to give to corporations and the middle class? It's going to trickle down. What happens when $2 trillion of corporations come to America, like Hyundai, to build their cars here? What do you think is going to happen to this economy? And what's going to happen to the other economies? Do they have $2 trillion in new growth going to their country? Probably not. Does that mean, happy days are here again? No, it means stability. And it means that you can have $2 trillion of losses in other markets and still have a fantastic economy, or a, stay afloat economy, if you will. But where I really like where we're going with the printing of all this money and the raising of the M2 money supply is what it's going to do I know it's going to kick into Bitcoin because we already know that. What it's going to really kick into, this is just this man's humble opinion, it's not going to go above, say, 65%, okay, dominant market share for Bitcoin. It's going to stall out somewhere in there. I could be wrong about that. And when it turns back down and it starts to roll over and it starts to go the other way, what happened last October? XRP 5x'd. So you have the perfect storm here, guys. You have the settling of the tariffs. You have the M2 money supply increase. You have the lowering of the interest rates. You have the market share of Bitcoin on the rise, steep rise. So when that stalls out, where do we know it goes every single time? What is that? 5 different things that are telling me we're in the eye of the storm. We are about to see some real, true price discovery. In my opinion, the upside. I know there's a lot of doom channel. I'm not doing the doom today. I can't feel that. I'm not feeling I'm having too good a morning here. Sorry, it is evening here, but you're going to watch this in the morning. This is a very key time. But I think the worst of it's behind us. I really do. And I hope I'm right about that because there's so many of us that, we've had some really tough days and some tough times. And it's affected our family as well. So I know there's many of you out there that have had some tough times. Hang in there with crypto. Pack your bags, guys, please, because it's really important that you have a bag now. You have to have crypto going forward. This is not an option any longer. This is a strategic property on the face of the planet, okay? It's a strategic reserve. Why does a country like America, they get to print all the money in the world, why do they need a strategic reserve of Bitcoin? You ever asked yourself that? I mean, I know you're just an XRP person. Ask yourself, why do they need that? They got supposedly the most gold in the world. They get to print all the money in the world. Why do they need something like Bitcoin? And if you haven't done enough research to figure out what that is, then you might want to look into it a little bit. I know you're going to make way more ROI, more return on your money. I get that. With XRP, I get that. My question to you is, are you following Bitcoin? Do you understand what nation states are doing with it? Do you know what that means for you and I holding XRP coins? Give me a solid response to that. Don't just say, oh, they're going to rug pull it and I hate Bitcoin. Don't do that to yourself. You need to educate yourself just a little bit. Why is that? Why is the most important nation financially in the world buying it? Did you hear what Coinbase had to say? Coinbase said they're going to spend $1 trillion buying Bitcoin. Hello? Is anybody out there? Like this is an arms race for the top coin. Only the top coin today. I know there's going to be a day, there's going to be a time when the network effect and the market share could flip and it could all pile into coin number 3, the hot horse on the track, in my opinion, and it's going to go up by multiples more than Bitcoin. I get that. I know that. But it's a trickle down effect, and it's always been that way. Trust me, I've been around this space since 2016. I've been watching this market daily since then. Every time Bitcoin dominance peaks, and when it slightly rolls over, that's the day you're looking for. And that's the Elliott wave that I keep talking about, that Elliott wave at 50 cents, 30x at 50 cents is $15. That's always the Elliott wave move you're looking for. I've been talking about $15 for a year, and I know people call me, oh, well, you said it was going to be $15. I'm like, I didn't say when. I just said it was going to be, that's going to be a stopping point. That'll be a place that it'll settle for a year or two, possibly. Hopefully not. Hopefully it blows right through 15, goes right to 50, goes to whatever our dreams and hopes are. So if you're a Patreon member, check out. I'm going to have a quick little video for you guys on the Patreon. It's really important, especially if you're going to Vegas, to head over there. All right, guys, I love you all very much. Quick little video here today. Enjoy your weekend. Have a great day. And I will see you guys Sunday for my live stream. And I will be on the boat again all week. As you can tell, I'm back at the ranch. All right, guys, have a great day. Enjoy your weekend. I love y'all.